Hey there, sports fans. This is Jenny from Sports Day Tribune, and today we're diving into some heated WNBA action that went down between two of the league's stars. Buckle up, because this one's a doozy. So, picture this. It's Tuesday night at the Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles, and the Phoenix Mercury are facing off against the Los Angeles Sparks. Now, we all know these games can get intense, but what happened in the second quarter took things to a whole new level. Our main players in this drama? None other than Phoenix Mercury's Brittney Griner and the Sparks' rookie sensation, Rickea. Now, if you've been following the WNBA, you know Griner's no stranger to making headlines. But this time, it wasn't for her stellar play on the court. Here's how it all went down. The clock's ticking down in the second quarter, and Mercury guard Celeste Taylor's at the free throw line. Griner and Jackson are jostling for position. You know, the usual box-out stuff. But then, out of nowhere, it looks like Griner throws an elbow Jackson's way.
Seconds left, you take another look at it. Griner got up high with that elbow.
She did, and Rickea started talking.
Took exception to it.
And then it just went from there.
So the officials going to have to sort this out. May also take a look at that Phoenix bench, right? Any players leaving the immediate bench area, they were not in the game. That could be an issue as well that the officials could be looking at.
Now, I don't know about you, but if someone threw an elbow at my face, I'd be pretty ticked off too. And ticked off is exactly what Jackson was. She wasn't about to let that slide, so she gets right up in Griner's face. Now remember, Jackson's a rookie, but she's showing she's not afraid to stand up to one of the league's biggest stars, literally and figuratively. Griner, never one to back down from a challenge, starts shoving right back. Before you know it, these two are going at it like it's the main event at Madison Square Garden. I'm talking pushing, shoving, the whole 9 yards. At one point, Griner even squares up like she's ready to throw down. It's like something straight out of a WWE match. Thankfully, before any punches could be thrown, teammates and coaches rushed in to break it up. But let me tell you, it was a close call. You could practically feel the tension through the TV screen. Griner was so fired up that it took Diana Taurasi, the Diana Taurasi, everything she had to hold her back. And even as they were being separated, Griner was still jawing at Jackson. Talk about bad blood. Now, as you might expect, both Griner and Jackson got the boot. The refs weren't having any of that on-court drama, so they sent both players to the showers early. It was Jackson's first ejection in her young WNBA career, and I'm sure it's one she won't forget anytime soon. You know, it's funny. We often think of the WNBA as being less physical than the men's game, but moments like these remind us that these women are fierce competitors. They're not out there to make friends, they're there to win. And sometimes that competitive fire boils over. Now, let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture here. This incident is just a small part of what's been a pretty wild WNBA season. The Phoenix Mercury, despite all the drama, have managed to clinch the 7th seed in the playoffs. That's no small feat, especially considering all the ups and downs they've had this year. On the flip side, the Sparks are having a rough go of it. They're sitting at the bottom of the league standings in Utah, and this will be their 4th straight year missing the playoffs. That's gotta be tough for a franchise that's used to success. But let's get back to our main event. Griner versus Jackson. This wasn't just any old scuffle. We're talking about a clash between one of the league's most established stars and a rising rookie. Griner's been in the league for years. She's a household name, an Olympic gold medalist. And here's Jackson, in her first year, showing she's not afraid to go toe-to-toe with the best. You've got to admire Jackson's guts, right? I mean, standing up to Brittney Griner is no small task. Griner's not just tall, she's an imposing presence on the court. But Jackson didn't back down. She stood her ground, and in a way, that's going to earn her some respect around the league. But here's the thing, while we can appreciate the competitive spirit, this kind of behavior isn't what the WNBA wants to see. The league's been working hard to grow its fan base and improve its image. Incidents like this, while they might grab headlines, aren't exactly the kind of attention they're after. Now, I'm not here to play referee. we don't know exactly what was said between Griner and Jackson, and in the heat of the moment, things can escalate quickly. But it's a reminder that even at the highest levels of professional sports, emotions can run high. You've got to wonder what was going through their minds in those moments. Was it just the frustration of a tough game boiling over? Or is there some history there we don't know about? Either way, it's a moment both players will probably want to forget. But let's not forget, this is just one game in a long season. Both Griner and Jackson have been having solid years. Griner's been averaging 18 points and 6.5 rebounds per game, while Jackson's been putting up impressive numbers for a rookie with 13.2 points and 3.8 rebounds per game. It's a shame that this incident might overshadow some of the great basketball that's been played this season. The WNBA is full of incredible athletes doing amazing things on the court every night. But sometimes, it's the conflicts that grab the headlines. It's interesting to think about how this might affect both players going forward. For Griner, it's another chapter in what's been a pretty eventful career. She's no stranger to the spotlight, both on and off the court. But for Jackson, this is new territory. How will she respond to this kind of attention? Will it light a fire under her? Or will it be a distraction? And what about their teams? The Mercury are heading into the playoffs. Will this incident galvanize them, bring them closer together? Or could it be a disruption right when they need to be at their best? As for the Sparks, well, their season's almost over. But you can bet this will be something they remember heading into next year. It's moments like these that remind us why we love sports, right? The passion, the intensity, the drama, it's all part of the package. Sure, sometimes things go a little too far, but it's that raw emotion that keeps us coming back for more. Now, I don't want to speculate too much, but you've got to wonder if there will be any fallout from this. Will the league hand down any additional punishments? Will there be fines? Suspensions? It's hard to say, but you can bet the WNBA brass will be taking a close look at the footage. And what about the next time these two teams meet? You can bet there will be some extra eyes on Griner and Jackson. Will they be able to keep their cool? Or will we see round 2 of this budding rivalry? It's also worth noting that this isn't the first time we've seen tempers flare in the WNBA this season. There have been a few other incidents that have made headlines. It's a reminder that these athletes are human, and sometimes the intensity of competition can get the better of them. But let's not let this overshadow the bigger picture. The WNBA is having an incredible season. We're seeing record-breaking performances, nail-biting finishes, and some of the best basketball you'll find anywhere. This incident is just a small part of a much larger, much more exciting story. As we head into the playoffs, there are so many great storylines to follow. Can the Mercury make a deep run despite this setback? Will we see any more fireworks as the stakes get higher? And what about the other teams in the mix? There's so much to look forward to. It's moments like these that make sports so unpredictable and exciting. Just when you think you've seen it all, something comes along to surprise you. It's why we tune in, why we can't look away, because you never know what might happen next. So as we wrap up our coverage of this incident, let's remember that while it's certainly newsworthy, it's just one small part of what's been an incredible WNBA season. There's still plenty of great basketball to be played, and I, for one, can't wait to see what happens next. This is Jenny from Sports Day Tribune, reminding you to keep your elbows to yourself and your eyes on the game. Until next time, sports fans.